Attention, if you're over 60, listen carefully. The very next meal you eat could be silently destroying your heart, draining your memory, and even cutting years off your life without you ever realizing it. 3 everyday foods, the same ones you've probably trusted for decades, are the hidden reason your energy keeps fading, your joints ache, and your brain feels foggy. Here's the shocking truth. Most doctors never warn you about them. Why? Because these foods are cleverly disguised under labels that make them look safe, even healthy. But behind the packaging, they are slow poisons. One food clogs your arteries drop by drop until your heart cries for help. Another spikes your blood sugar, frying your brain cells in silence. And the third, it inflames your entire body, aging you from the inside out. This isn't fear, it's a wake-up call. Because if you don't know what these 3 silent killers are, you could already be on the path to heart failure, memory loss, and a body that feels 20 years older than your age. But there's hope. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to expose the truth. You'll discover exactly what these foods are, why they're so deadly, and, most importantly, what you can eat instead to recharge your heart, protect your brain, and even reverse years of hidden damage. So stay right here. What you hear today could be the turning point that saves your life. And before we go further, comment right now, "I want my heart and brain protected." Declare it, because your words are the first step to taking your power back. Now let's pull back the curtain and expose the first silent killer food that's destroying the heart, draining the brain, and stealing energy from people over 60 every single day. It's something you've seen on every table, at every family gathering, at every backyard cookout. It's something you've probably eaten for years without ever questioning it. I'm talking about processed meats, bacon, sausage, hot dogs, salami, bologna, pepperoni, deli meats. The list goes on. On the outside, they look harmless. They taste delicious. They've been part of American culture for generations. But inside, they're loaded with sodium, nitrates, and chemical preservatives that slowly attack your arteries like rust eating through steel. And here's the shocking truth. Just one serving a day has been shown to raise your risk of heart disease, stroke, and even dementia. That means if you grab a quick hot dog at lunch or a couple slices of ham in your sandwich, you're already feeding poison to your heart and brain. Think about it. Your arteries are like highways carrying life-giving blood. Every time you eat processed meat, it's like throwing debris, nails, and toxic sludge onto that highway. Over time, the flow slows down, clogs build up, and then one day, without warning, the traffic stops. That's a heart attack. That's a stroke. That's memory loss. But here's the twist. Most people believe the danger is in the meat itself, the fat, the cholesterol. That's what we've been told for decades. But the real danger lies in the invisible preservatives, the nitrates and nitrites, the flavor enhancers designed to make these meats last longer on the shelf and taste irresistible. These chemicals don't just sit quietly in your body. They turn into toxic compounds that inflame your arteries, stiffen your blood vessels, and create microscopic damage in your brain. Over time, that damage turns into memory loss, confusion, and diseases like dementia. And here's the part nobody talks about. Even so-called low-fat or organic deli meats are still dangerous. They still use nitrites and hidden additives. So don't be fooled by clever packaging or health claims. A fancy label won't save your heart. Now let me paint you a picture. Imagine a 65-year-old man. We'll call him Robert. Robert loved his morning bacon. Every Sunday, he grilled hot dogs with his grandkids. For years, he thought, what harm could it do? Everyone eats this stuff. But at 67, Robert was rushed to the hospital with chest pain. The doctors found severe blockages in his arteries. The very foods he thought were normal, even harmless, had been slowly choking the life out of him. And Robert's story is not unique. It's happening every single day across America. Millions of seniors are living with clogged arteries, memory problems, and joint pain, and they don't realize their diet is the hidden trigger. I want you to stop and do something powerful right now. Go to the comments and type, no more silent killers for me. Say it with conviction. Because typing those words is more than just a comment. It's a declaration. It's you taking your health back. And the more times you comment it, the more you reinforce that decision in your mind and body. Now let's go even deeper. Why are these processed meats so addictive? Why do we crave them? The answer is shocking. The flavor enhancers in these foods are designed to hook your brain like a drug. They light up the same reward centers as sugar, alcohol, even nicotine. That's why one slice of bacon turns into 3, one sandwich turns into 2. This isn't just food, it's chemical engineering designed to keep you buying, chewing, and destroying your health. But the worst part, seniors over 60 are more vulnerable than anyone else. Why? Because as we age, our bodies can't detox these chemicals as fast. Our blood vessels lose flexibility. Our hearts are more sensitive. Our brains need more oxygen, so the damage happens faster. And here's where it gets terrifying. Processed meats don't just attack your body in the moment. They leave behind scars in your arteries and brain that build up silently for years. So by the time symptoms appear, chest pain, memory lapses, fatigue, it's often too late. The damage is done. But here's another twist. There is hope. The human body has an incredible power to heal itself. Studies show that when you cut processed meats and replace them with whole foods, like grilled fish, lean chicken, beans, and fresh vegetables, the body begins repairing. Inflammation drops. Arteries start to open. Energy flows back into your cells. I've seen people over 60 go from exhausted, foggy, and aching to vibrant, clear-minded, and active in just weeks, simply by cutting out these silent killers. So comment again. I break free from processed meats. Write it loud. Write it proud. Let the universe see your declaration. And I'll make you a promise. Every time you comment with conviction, you're rewiring your brain. You're creating a new identity, an identity of strength, clarity, and life. Now listen closely, because we've only revealed the first food, and already you see the danger. But the second food, that's where it gets really shocking, because it's not something greasy or salty. It's not something you think of as junk food. It's something you probably start your morning with, something that's marketed as wholesome, comforting, even good for you. But in reality, it's the #1 reason seniors lose memory faster after 60. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear could explain the very brain fog you've been feeling. And trust me, you'll never look at your breakfast the same way again. Now let's expose the second silent killer food, the one that hides in plain sight, right in your morning routine. It's not greasy, it's not salty. In fact, it's sold as healthy, something that gives you energy to start your day. But in reality, it could be the very reason your memory is slipping. Your energy crashes by noon, and your mood swings out of control. I'm talking about refined carbs and sugary breakfast foods, that innocent-looking bowl of cereal, that warm toasted bagel, that healthy bran muffin. On the surface, they feel harmless, comforting even. But once they hit your bloodstream, they unleash chaos. Here's how it works. These foods are packed with simple sugars and refined starches. When you eat them, your blood sugar shoots up like fireworks. Your body panics, flooding your system with insulin to bring it back down. And what happens next? You crash. Hard. That crash starves your brain of the steady fuel it needs. That's why you suddenly forget what you were doing, lose your focus mid-sentence, or feel like you need a nap right after breakfast. But here's the shocking twist. It's not just the sugar you see, it's the sugar they hide. Even bread labeled whole wheat can break down into pure sugar once it hits your bloodstream. That fruit-flavored yogurt? It may have more sugar than a soda. And granola marketed as natural and wholesome? Sometimes it's 40% sugar dressed up with nuts and seeds. So while you think you're fueling your body, you're actually setting up a blood sugar roller coaster that leaves you drained, foggy, and irritable. Now here's the part that makes this so dangerous for seniors over 60. Over time, these constant spikes and crashes don't just make you tired. They rewire your body. They lead to type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, Alzheimer's, and crippling fatigue. Doctors are even calling Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes now, because sugar doesn't just affect your waistline, it literally scars your brain cells. It burns them out, like a light bulb flickering before it dies. Comment right now, I break the sugar trap. Say it with power, Because the more times you declare it, the stronger your mind becomes against these hidden killers. Let me tell you a story. Mary, 63, started every morning with a bowl of cereal and a muffin with her coffee. She thought it was healthy. After all, the box said whole grain. But by 10 a.m., she was yawning. By 2 p.m., she couldn't remember where she left her keys. By evening, she felt drained, with no energy to play with her grandkids. She thought it was just aging. But it wasn't age, it was the sugar trap. After she cut out refined carbs at breakfast and switched to eggs, avocado, and berries, her energy came back. Her brain, fog lifted. Her grandkids even said, "Grandma, you're smiling more." That's the miracle waiting for you when you break free from this trap. But here's another twist. Sugar hides behind many names. On labels, it might be called high fructose corn syrup, maltodextrin, brown rice syrup, cane juice, or agave nectar. Different names, same poison. Food companies know if they just wrote sugar 5 times on the label, you'd never buy it. So they disguise it. They split it into 5 different names, making it look like there's just a little bit, when in reality it's loaded. And here's the heartbreaking truth. This sugar addiction isn't your fault. These foods are designed to trick your taste buds, to light up the pleasure centers in your brain like a slot machine. Every bite hooks you deeper. That's why 1 cookie turns into 3, 1 bowl of cereal turns into 2. And before you know it, you're stuck in the cycle. But the good news is this, your body can heal. Studies show that within just 14 days of removing refined sugars, people over 60 notice sharper memory, steadier energy, and even lower blood pressure. Your body isn't broken. It's waiting for you to clear out the poison so it can thrive again. Go to the comments and type, "I choose energy, not sugar." Repeat it. Make it a mantra. Every time you type it, you're choosing clarity over confusion, life over decline. Now imagine this, waking up at 7 a.m. with clear focus, eating a nourishing breakfast that keeps your energy steady until lunch. No mid-morning crash, no fog, no irritability, just steady, vibrant energy that makes you feel 10 years younger. That's the life waiting on the other side of this choice. But here's something you must know. The sugar trap isn't just breakfast. It sneaks into everything. Salad dressings, ketchup, healthy protein bars, even soups. If you don't read labels carefully, sugar will sneak in under disguise, draining your memory and your energy 1 bite at a time. But here's the final twist for this section. Sugar doesn't just damage your body, it ages your heart faster than smoking. It makes your skin sag. It weakens your immune system. It's not just about memory, it's about every cell in your body aging faster than it should. So let's do this together. If you're serious about protecting your future, flood the comments with, "I break the sugar trap." Say it 10 times, because repetition creates power, and your health deserves that power. And stay right here, because the third silent killer food isn't what you think. It's not sweet. It's not obvious. In fact, millions of seniors still believe it's safe, because for decades, it was marketed as the healthy alternative. But the shocking truth? This food has been proven to age your heart faster than smoking. And once you hear what it is, you'll never look at your pantry the same way again. The third and final silent killer is something millions still believe is safe. Margarine and vegetable oils. For decades, they were sold as heart healthy. But the truth? They're loaded with toxic omega-6 fats and hidden trans fats that stiffen your arteries and fuel deadly inflammation. Canola oil, corn oil, soybean oil. They don't protect your heart, they poison it. Doctors once said butter was the enemy, but history has proven otherwise. Margarine and cheap oils have triggered more heart attacks than butter ever did. But here's the chilling twist. These oils don't just attack your heart, they invade your brain. They disrupt memory signals, making you forget names, faces, and even simple tasks. That moment you walk into a room and can't remember why, that creeping fog when you can't find the right word, these oils could be behind it. And they're everywhere. Chips, crackers, cookies, frozen meals, salad dressings. Even foods labeled light or healthy are often drenched in these fake oils. If you're serious about protecting your future, flood the comments with, "No more fake health foods." Say it 10 times. Every declaration is a step toward freedom. Final prophecy plus call to action. Listen carefully. If you're over 60, the foods you eat now will decide whether you live your golden years in strength, clarity, and joy, or in hospitals, pills, and memory loss. The three foods, processed meats, sugary breakfast carbs, and fake vegetable oils, are silent killers you must stop today. Here's the miracle. Replace them with clean proteins, leafy greens, omega-3 rich foods, and real fats like olive oil. And your body starts repairing within days. So right now, comment, "I choose life and energy." Say it 10 times, because your future begins with your next bite.